And we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. He's Andy Billman. I'm Jared Watson, and this podcast is brought to you by Waiting for Next Year. Check them out, original Cleveland sports reporting at waitingfornextyear.com. Also, coming soon officially to Evergreen Podcasts. Well, this show is going to be dominated by all the crazy shit that's been going on lately, whether it be the COVID rumors with the Ohio State Buckeyes and Nick Saban's daughter's comments. That'll be fun to talk about. Or we can talk about Frankie Lindor and how awful it is that he's gone, even though we knew he was leaving, and how the Indians basically seem like they're giving up because payroll is at $35 million to start this next season. And they didn't get anything in regards to the trade itself, which makes me want to vomit all over the place. Or we can jump right into the fact that the NFL is going to go on and make this game happen between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Or is there still going to be anyone popping hot for COVID? I don't know. Maybe. But does it matter? No. They're going to play the game. Sunday night, 8:15. The Browns had better be ready. They got on a plane, or they're getting on a plane, and they will be heading to Pittsburgh. That's a whole other issue. Apparently, some people think that they shouldn't be getting on a plane. They should be getting on a bus. Andy and I will break that down. I'm sure everyone wants to hear that. And Ohio State officially, just so you know, they did get on a plane. They are headed to Florida, and that game is going on, despite the fact that no one knows what the hell is going on. Andy, let's jump right into this. Rocking our brand new shirts from Endless Block, celebrating our playoff-bound Cleveland Browns.
Happy playoffs, everybody. Playoffs to us all.
This is all vodka, everyone. Straight vodka. I'm kidding. It's something else. But it's still strong.
Hello, Isaac. Good to see you. A lot to digest today. This has been the most grinding week after another grinding week. This has been 2 weeks of grinding COVID reports, us Browns fans. Endless Block did a great job getting his T-shirts. We feel ready. We feel good. Yes. And here we are on Friday night at 6:30 as you listen to this podcast when you listen to it back. And here we are. And I still don't know who's really playing, if I'm being truthful. There's still some questions. The latest today is Conklin and Terrence Mitchell are out with illnesses. They are questionable, listed for the game. Myles Garrett is listed as questionable for the game, but they said he's going to play. Yeah. Sheldon Richardson's listed as questionable, but again, they said he's going to play. Peoples-Jones is out of concussion protocol, but again, it is questionable whether he's going to play or not. That's the latest COVID list. Denzel Ward's still on the COVID list. And coming off earlier this week with Sendejo, BJ Goodson's off the COVID-19 list, and so on. And there's like, you got to almost check it daily. And I've been traveling today, so I
hourly almost.
Yeah. So here's what I come off on all this. We got to enjoy this experience as much as we can. I mean this. Like, we got to really lift above the COVID, because if you go on the Twitter, it's going to really bring you down. I'm just giving a message.
Well, probably because your Twitter feed probably isn't just Cleveland Browns misery. It's probably every other thing that seems to be falling apart in this country right now.
I mean, Lindor, payroll budgets. I mean, Sexton's hurt. There's a lot of stuff. By the way, Cavs won last night. That was a great win.
Yes, it was.
That was a great gutty win. That's right, Isaac. Go Browns, go Buckeyes. Look, here's the thing. We got it for a few minutes. Let's lift above COVID and above the situations going on with this team, okay? Yeah. This is an exciting moment. It's great to be back in the playoffs. It's great to be wearing Browns gear around town. I'm in Columbus. I know Jared's in Youngstown. There's a lot of people with Browns gear wearing around. There's also a lot of people with Buckeye stuff, obviously, is where I'm at. And I've seen a lot of stuff. It's a good time. It's easy to get brought down. Let's just remember, let's try to enjoy this experience. Baker, Chubb, and Hunt are all playing. Landry's playing. There is a lot of positive going in this game. I just have learned today, and I thought about this on the ride over here today, Jared, from Connecticut to Ohio. The biggest thing I can tell people is enjoy the experience as much as you can, because when you listen to these press conferences and you track Twitter, which we all need to do, and we'll get into that, don't go worry, it can really bring you down. This is a great thing. It's an exciting thing. It's cool to play in the Steelers like this in a playoff game. It's nice to shut those fuckers up. We'll get the Juju Smith-Schuster's comments. Don't worry. So all that to be said, like, let's enjoy this. It's a great time to be a Browns fan. Let's celebrate this. Don't let this COVID list get you down too much is my key lesson here today. It can easily get you down. It can easily get you down.
I got to tell you, it is. I mean, it really is. If I have had my face in it for the past handful of days.
Yeah.
You, instead of waiting for good news, you're literally, as a Browns fan, waiting for the bad news to drop at any hour of the day.
Yep.
Things haven't gotten so out of hand, though, Andy, in my mind, to this point, that this game is out of reach for the Browns. I still feel very strongly I would take the money line. I would give the 6.5 or take the 6, whatever. My bad. Take the 6. I don't gamble enough, clearly. Take the 6. And I would also take the over at 47.5 because I think this is going to end up being a bit of a shootout, especially in the second half. Now, whether Ben's going to be able to keep up with that, that's where I wonder, and that's where things come into question. I don't think it's going to start that way. I think we're going to see a lot of Nick Chubb. I think we're going to see a lot of Kareem Hunt. I think they're going to have to do things that you have not seen yet. I think that they're going to come up with a game plan that is going to surprise Pittsburgh in certain aspects. The only problem that I have is this. Your head coach has been out. They have not been practicing. They finally got on the field today. Today is Friday, January 8th. They got on the field a couple hours ago, 4:30. They finally got to practice. Have they had enough time and have they had enough practice where they're going to be able to implement these things, where they're not going to have the pre-snap penalties that they had a week ago that we saw because they were rusty in that regard? And on top of that, could that rest actually be better for them considering they just finished a 17-week season and are now prepping for these playoffs? And that rest, hopefully, has helped. So I don't know. There's a lot of people that I have seen, at least through the NFL Network, that Pittsburgh is the team that people are picking. Andy has heard a lot of folks are picking the Browns. At this point, it really is a coin flip. I'm still going to go with my Browns at this point. I still feel like they are, at the end of the day, the better team, but they have to prove it. It's like every other time that they've played Pittsburgh this season, every other time they played the Ravens, and they have not been able to prove it against the Ravens yet, who, by the way, go up against the Titans, and I still think the Titans have their number, so that's going to be nice too. That's where we're at right now, Andy.
I think the best thing about this whole thing, there's a lot. Let's take this in one parcel. I think the nice thing is for the Browns, the mentality of this game of pressure has gone off. Last week, it was very, very high. This week, it's at a 0 or 1, and that helps the Browns. The Browns are also an underdog. That helps the Browns. So those are two very big positives, in my opinion, because the Browns need to come in this game loosey-goosey. It's sandlot football. It is literally sandlot football. They're literally coming off a plane, rolling balls out, and going to see what happens. So that's going to be a big part of this game. Is there going to be false starts? I actually think there's going to be false starts. Yes,
probably.
Is there going to be moments where there's going to be players out of place? A little bit, not too much, but you're going to see it a little bit. But I will accept that because I think the pressure being off the team will really help this team a lot. The only thing I've seen in the last 48 hours, Jared, that worries me, and I hate to do it because I just said no, don't do it, but I have to. Conklin being out that'd be a big deal. That's going to be a hard guy to replace. It's just listed as an illness at this point. If he tests negative, he will be playing. Terrence Mitchell's another one. Like that, not the. I mean, look, it is what it is at this point. The secondary.
Especially at safety. They're so beat up.
Yeah, I actually think this. I think the Browns have to score 30+ points. I think the Steelers are going to score 30+ points.
Correct.
I think Big Ben and the running game is going to go wild. So you got to get ready in this game to score points. I think the Steelers are going to have their way on offense.
You think the Steelers are going to run the ball?
I think they're going to do whatever they want to early. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers come out red hot, start popping the ball, and just start going down the field and moving the ball. Like the Browns secondary right now is very. This is my only moment that I'm going to be very, very truthful and bottom line kind of negative. The Browns secondary right now is in a mess.
Well, the only thing that plays into their favor is the fact that Ben throwing the ball beyond so many yards has not been a very accurate quarterback this year. He has thrown without the same arm strength. At least it looked like to me.
I think he's going to play well though in this game.
I think that leaves up in the air turnovers. So you got to hope that he takes the risks and that these kids play with reckless abandon and pick that ball off. That's the only way that because if these wide receivers are good enough that if these are jump balls, yeah, they're going to be all right. But if he throws the ball poorly, then we've got a chance.
I actually think this game comes down to sacking Big Ben. We need a big game from Claiborne. We need a big game from Garrett. We need a big game from Sheldon Richardson.
And
We need Gustin. We need these guys to really step up and play well. I mean, I just cannot say that enough about this team. Like, it's going to be such a big thing in this game because let's just be fair and honest. Like, it is not going to be coming from the secondary because Terrence Mitchell struggled last game. We need him in this game, but be well. I mean, we love Denzel Ward, and Denzel Ward's a big part of this game. But right now, Jared, I gotta just go to the point that I don't know if we're gonna have him in this game. So to me, the big thing that I'm hoping for is we need a pass rush. We need to get to Big Ben, and you have to contain and tackle well. That goes from Sendejo, who's going to play big minutes in this game. Carl Joseph's been great lately. We need Taki to step up again. When the guy's in the open space, fine. You got to bring him down. You cannot miss in this game. And the Browns have not done well with that all year. So I'm expecting some of those things to go kind of wonky. So to me, let's flip it on the other side. Mayfield, Chubb, Hunt. Chubb. Run the ball, throw. They're going to have to score points in this game. I do think the Steelers are going to get to that 28, 30-point mark. So get plus 30 points, which this team can do enough on there. The only thing from today that kind of made me pause was the Conklin thing. And he has an illness. That did make me pause, if I'm being truthful. I mean, Batonio, that's a big miss too. We all know that. It's a big guy who's out with COVID. I don't know if we can sustain two of those guys. I don't know.
William Robinson on Facebook. Steelers may pass on us, but Connor is awful as a running back. Steelers are last in the running game.
William, I'm very well aware. I'm just going to be upfront. I'm a big believer in this in sports. Teams play up to opponents. The Steelers always play up to the Browns. I think Connor's going to play up. I think Big Ben's going to play up in this game. Connor did not look terrible to me last week. He didn't look great, but he didn't look terrible. So I think you're going to.
He had what, 30, 40 yards?
The
Steelers were held to less than 100 yards too in that game.
Yeah, but they made. I'm just telling you what I saw with my eyes. They were times getting 8-yard chunks too. I mean, I logged that game. They had 7 8-yard chunks too. Yeah. It wasn't like the Browns did not shut down Connor. They didn't. Now he didn't have a great game, but they did not. They did not tear it up.
Part of it was the Steelers didn't run the ball as much either, I don't think. And they spread it around. I mean, there were three different running backs.
I think the Steelers offense is going to play up to the Browns opponent. I think Big Ben's going to play up in this game. He's a look, we know who he is. It's not about that. To me, it's about the Browns offense needing to score to keep up with the Steelers to me. Yeah. And I'm not saying Connor's going to have 100+ yards, but I think Connor's going to get his 75 to 80 yards. I do.
Well, the good news is, Browns fans, our running backs have been much better than just 100 yards. You're talking about a team with a backfield that has the potential of rushing for more than 200 yards each game. And Baker found his wheels last week against the Steelers. And I mean that in the sense that he chose the right moments to win the game. And we also saw that when it came down to needing something, his legs got it done. Now, again, Andy and I both will say all day, do not run him in a quarterback sneak. Do not. But we do not have a problem with Baker running the ball if it is the right moment, if it is the right time, if it is the right reason, if the play breaks down and you have an opening, take it. Go for it. Baker, we trust you with that.
I'm gonna get
outside of that, though, going right back to the running game, like we were talking about, Chubb and Hunt, 200+ yards. You're going to need a combined 200+ yard day out of them, I believe, this coming Sunday. You're gonna have.
I agree. Kevin Atkins, great fan of the show. Happy Friday to you, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin?
Considering we're gonna get to Matt Brocious, your comment next, but I want to get to this first. Considering the increased odds for injury due playing without practice, why is the Player Association allowing this players to play the game? Kevin, I agree with you, but I'm going to go to a second point. If there's more COVID cases, which might be the case with Conklin, might be the case with Terrence Mitchell, I do think something needs to be paused in this game. Because those are more positive tests still coming out, and they practice today.
And we haven't talked about this, Andy, but we have offline prior to this show. They went back. The NFL went back on their conversation, claiming that there was no community spread within the team. Claiming that there were three different variants of the COVID-19 virus were found, which proves that they came in with it from the outside. Oh, wait a minute. It was way more than 3 people that have it. What are we up to? We're in the 20s now with this team. So don't give me the bullshit, NFL. I actually bought into it at first. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. 3 variants? Cool. But that's great if there were only 3 people that had it.
No, how
does that make any sense?
I've been mocking this on all the podcasts and Instagram accounts all week, and I'll do it again. This NFL community spread thing is a bunch of hooey. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It is. And it's such foobar because it's happened over a 2-week period. And clearly these guys, I mean, Stefanski doesn't go out. Some of these guys are not going out. Come on. Conklin's going out and partying. I mean, come on.
Well, apparently the entire coaching staff.
I mean, the entire coaching staff. I mean, I think if these 2 tests are positive, the NFL needs to seriously pause and think, are we doing the right thing on Sunday night? Because you have a whole bunch of COVID positive tests, and it is getting wonky. And again, they practiced today. It is what it is. But again, Jared, I'll mention they did have a positive test with another assistant coach today too.
This goes right back to the conversation of if they would have paused before or around that Jets game, they would have been able to fix this prior to this game. And that is the most frustrating because they have not stopped it, because they have literally had a positive case every 48 hours since then, right? I bet if we looked at it, it's probably every 48 hours at least, maybe 72. The people that either 1, 2, or multiple have popped hot. You cannot tell me that they have isolated long enough that it's not going to happen again, especially practicing today. And then you're going to go in and you're going to play that game, and the winner of this game is going to go on and spread it some more over the week, have it for this just doesn't make sense. The NFL is doing what I used to hate the most about being in the military, and I love my time in the military, but this drove me up a wall. They are being reactive and not being proactive. And it would have made a whole hell of a lot more sense if the league was more proactive and wasn't just reacting to, we'll brush this under the rug. We'll tweak this a little bit. We'll twist this nipple here. We'll punch this button there. Oh, yeah, you're good. Oh, yeah, no community spread. Yeah, keep going. Oh, yeah, just isolate that person. It hasn't fucking worked, guys. Hasn't fucking worked. Here we are.
I just think, again, to what Jared's saying, I thought last week's game, they kind of rolled the dice, and here we are. This is rolling the dice. I'm telling you, if Conklin and Mitchell come back positive, it is really, really, really rolling the dice. Matt Brocious, I'm saying a Hail Mary that this game does not come down to Cody Parkey. Oh my God. And by the way,
Matt Brocious is he, by the way, do you know how much he loves dill pickles?
I don't know. How much do they love?
I don't know. Just ask him. He loves them.
I want to do a quick Manny, then to Rob Jennings. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Manny, I'll let off the show. We're going to do a little bit more of this COVID stuff. It's a big point in this game, but I am excited for Sunday, if I'm being honest. Even with all the COVID stuff, I'm still very, very excited.
Yeah, it's same. I know that I feel like I'm getting a lot of just my bitching and complaining out regarding the situation because I've been bottling it up all week, man. It just doesn't make sense. A lot of this doesn't make sense. But if you listened earlier as we went live, I still think the Browns have a very good chance of winning this game. I think it is a 50-50 shot. Although reading Rob Jennings' comment off of Facebook, thanks for commenting, Rob, makes me a little more nervous because you're asking us to stop guys that the Browns are not going to stop. They're just not. You're going to have to keep up with them. So,
well, Rob, and Rob, by the way, great fan of the show. Thank you, Rob. Love your comments. You've been doing a lot this week.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing that, by the way, love the Viking helmet.
And to clarify, he's talking about, I'm sorry, Andy, we didn't read the comment though, so I don't want to leave people confused. If the Browns defense can stop Connor, Claypool, and Smith-Schuster, you have a very good chance of winning, I think, because it seems to me that Pittsburgh uses those guys the most. You're right. That's my opinion. I get it. You're right. I just think that's asking a lot of this team right now.
Again, I let off. You got to score points. You have to score points in this game. With what's going on with your cornerbacks, you have to score points. You have to. Because if Myles Garrett is a little dinged, which he is, you're going to have to get a great – by the way, here's the biggest – okay, ready? We need one thing. You know who needs to be a slide MVP? It is time for Claiborne in that free agency contract. It's time for him to earn it right now. He has played one – I remember he's made one play last week. We need Claiborne to have a big fucking game. He needs to come through. We need Richardson and we need Larry to have big games. That, to me, is more plausible. I know what you're saying. And, Rob, you're right. Claypool's a monster. Smith-Schuster, you just have to slow him down. And Claypool, you just have to hold your breath. That's where the Hail Marys come in. You just have to go and hope he doesn't catch the ball. But offense. Let Chubb, I'm going to say this, and now it's time for me.
Right.
Let Chubb lead the way. Let him torch it. And then add Mayfield. Mayfield ran like Russell Wilson. And I'm not just saying that to be funny as a good Browns fan. He had great runs in this game. I'm with Jared on this. The biggest thing that I did never like is when he's running into traffic. He ran away from traffic and did such a great job in this game and did such a nice job of running into ways to make positive yards. It was great. God, we have a lot of great comments here tonight, by the way. You want to go through them? Because, I mean, I'll start spinning through them. Stephen James.
Yeah.
How do you play a football game without practice? Okay.
I know. Look, I know. It's the problem with the NFL.
Stephen, it's not good. Here's the thing. This is sandlot football. There's one positive from this. We love the underdog role in Cleveland. We are the ultimate fucking underdog on Sunday.
Well, this is the ultimate fucking underdog position to be put into. So here we go. I mean, look, Steve, I get it. I mean, again, I feel like I just got my hands tied and there's nothing, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. There will be plenty of, that for the next however many months, if they don't win this game and they go home, that's all we're going to talk about is how the NFL handled all this and how pissed off we are and how once again the Browns get fucking screwed even when they go 11-5.
I'm more in the opposite. They made the playoffs.
I know.
And there's a lot of hope on this team. Okay?
That I get. I get that. I totally get it. You just know that's going to be part of the narrative. I don't think this is same old Browns, and you know that too. Neither of us feel that way.
No, that I'm just clear. I'm just oh, Steven.
Yes,
I knew it.
I get it. This is so Browns, but but the beauty of it is it's not Browns. This is so NFL. This is so the Shield, right? You know what I mean? The Browns have done everything they've had to do on their end. They're keeping their cool. They're keeping their shit together. Landry's saying all the right things.
So is Mayfield.
So is Baker.
So is Mayfield.
So I can't put any of this on the Browns.
Stefanski, even though he's not. One more thing. Stefanski's press conference this week has been great. He gives you a sense of calm. And this isn't a Zoom press conference. Can you imagine how he talks to his team? He is the man. He is the man. Higgins is going to play. Yes, he is. EJ Scalata. The entire COVID protocol and rules that the NFL won't bend is bullshit. This should have been handled back in the Jets game period. Yes. Yeah, I'll even go second one. The Steeler week too. EJ, let me just say it again. This has been, if this COVID thing is proven, it's FUBAR. Big time FUBAR. Drew Salt, great fan of the show. Happy Friday to you, Drew.
What's up, Drew?
Stop the run game, and Ward will look up to Juju or Claypool. One of them, because it sounds like he's coming off the list. Drew, I think he will too right now. I'll tell you what, for everything that's going on, having Denzel Ward would be great. Would just be great. We're hopeful.
I mean, we're at this point where you're waiting every 24 hours, waiting to hear whether he's been lifted off the list. The other thing you have to think about is, too, don't forget, Myles Garrett has still been struggling with breathing. You got to hope and that Ward didn't have the same breathing issues. Otherwise, there's not a chance in hell. If you don't have a Ward who is at least 90%, it's going to be very difficult.
Scott Feather on Facebook. Scott, welcome to the show, man. It's the first time I've seen you.
What's up, Scott?
Happy to have you. Great crowd again tonight. Browns need to have at least 1 or 2 turnovers, capitalize on them with touchdowns, and then I'm confident we'll win the game. I agree with you. I think it's just keeping pace. If the Browns keep this game close, the pressure will switch. And remember, no fans. This is going to be a very quiet, low-profile stadium. That helps a lot in this game.
And who do you trust more regarding not throwing turnovers? Because I will tell you right now, and if you're a Browns fan and you are not in this point right now, then you have not been watching. I will tell you right now, I trust that Baker Mayfield will protect the ball, and that Big Ben has always thought he can sling it and wing it and get away with it. And he has been known to throw how many 3-interception games? And watching him this season, 2 weeks ago, he did not look good. Anytime he did not look good. Even though they came back, it didn't. He's still at the point where this is getting close to the end. So he reached down deep. But I'm telling you right now, Ben is not the same. So go ahead and get those turnovers. I do agree with that. I think the turnovers and Big Ben throwing interceptions are going to be huge.
Keep keep the pressure on and give Chubb the fucking ball.
Yep.
Chubb cannot be on the sideline with a jacket on. We need to keep him in this game. This is the one time I'm going to go crazy. If you want to run, Hunt, that's great. If Chubb needs a breather, great. But keep those guys both on the field at all times. Or Janovich. I want to see two things in the backfield at all times. And Chubb has to be playing this game a lot. I want to see a lot of Chubb. A lot of Chubb. And Kevin Atkins, I'm going to echo what you're saying. Winning was such the big thing. Kevin Atkins, 11-5 playoffs, got a coach, got a front office. It's a great year. Yes. Kevin, I agree with you. Yes. This is house money on Sunday. Is this house money? It doesn't mean it's not that this week hasn't been wonky. And again, Jared, I've thought about this today forever. I have never felt as a fan. Every time you get notifications, you get nervous about something that's going to be happening. I've never. And I'll tell you what's even more drastic. I felt good at 1 o'clock. I felt good after Stefanski's press conference. And then during the press conference, I'm like, wait, Conklin's got an illness?
Yeah.
Wait, who's out? What's going on?
Because even these coaches aren't getting these updates until the middle of stuff that's going on too sometimes. I mean, and that also is not good. And I put that all on the shield once again. I sit here all day, Andy, and I will tell you, and I say exactly, I reiterate just as Kevin Atkins says, and thank you for reminding me, because I've started feeling sorry for myself about 15 minutes ago, and I'm pulling myself out.
Yes, you did.
It's an emotional roller coaster, but I will tell you this. I don't want to read the eulogy on this game right now, though. That's the issue. As proud as I am of how this team played this season and the fact that I don't give a fuck about the draft right now. I don't give a fuck about who the coach is going to be next week. I don't give a fuck about what my quarterback's going to be doing.
Are we sending anybody to Birmingham for the Senior Bowl? Remember those conversations?
That is such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. I don't even care about, Andy, how often have we talked about Odell Beckham Jr. in the past 4 weeks? We just haven't. And that's not saying we don't care about Odell. I'm just saying there hasn't been. No, the Browns are good. We're good.
Kevin Atkins, we also found our QB, exclamation point. He is our man, and he embraces Cleveland, and he's a part of this machine.
Yeah, he'll get his fit.
Love Baker. Love him.
Yep.
I just want to say 2 reminders. Let's keep going back in this conversation. After the Browns game, Jared and I will be on the Instagram account, Official Cleveland Sports. Check us out. As soon as the game ends, we'll be on there. And again, this is Endless Block T-shirts. Endless Block did a great job with this.
Yeah, check it out. EndlessBlock.com, by the way. And when you go on the website, Andy, you look around, and it's a lot of Ohio State gear. So if you're a Buckeyes fan, great. Grab it. And what I love the most about this Endless Block, and I'm not shitting you when I say this, because a lot of you know, and I love all of our T-shirt companies in this Northeast Ohio area. I love all of our sports team T-shirt places in this area, and I buy from all of them because I support local, including Youngstown Clothing Company.
Yes.
But I will tell you this. I love the prices.
Yes.
I love the prices at Endless Block. I'm not going to lie. Love the
Columbus Company again. I love Manny Blasdale. Manny Blasdale, have a cocktail for all of us. Give Chubb the fucking ball. Let him do his thing. And Will Robinson follows up perfectly for this one too. Yes.
Both Chubb and Hunt in the backfield, do the wing off. Look, Andy, I've been screaming. We thought the Browns were going to do this shit all year. Well, that's what we thought they were going to do.
Just do it. And by the way, if it's Kendall Lamb,
and where's Janovich?
Yeah, oh God, we need him.
Look, he's going to have a huge game because his offensive line is going to need help.
Can he play left tackle, right tackle?
And I hope Njoku can block now. I know Kareem Hunt can block.
Look, in this game, here's what I want. William Robinson, great addition here. Let me just say something. In this game, William's right. We have got to give the ball to Chubb a lot. That guy is a winner. He wants to win. Baker's got the guts and the glory. He wants to win. Allow those two guys to lead you to victory. And I will say something off what William said. Connor's not as good as Chubb. We all know that. I just want to remark on something. He's not. But these guys are going to score points. We have to score points in this game. Yeah. We have to get things out there. And I can't state this enough. We have our head coach of special teams. God fucking forbid it'd be great to have a special teams moment in this game. Just one. It'd be great to have one special teams moment. Anybody
acting as player coach? Have we even asked any? Have we heard anything? I bet you.
I have never. Okay, let's have one laugh as I sip my wine. Have you ever had a moment where you go, I think I figured out the Browns, and you get pulled up, you're like, Terrence Mitchell's sick. Oh my God, what's going on with Jack Conklin? What does this mean that he's on the COVID? What is that? Sir, hi, I have a question. You're practicing at 4:30. Is everything clean in the building? I have never, as a fan, had to say things like, why are they riding a bus? Or let me just get to this for a second.
Oh, let's talk about that.
The airplane makes so much more sense. That is, if anybody out there thinks that, let's just quickly, airplanes are safe.
Oh, by the way, YouTube, Dog Pound. Good evening, brother. Happy Friday.
Yeah, hey, happy Friday,
I haven't seen you in a while, Dog Pound. What up?
You've been on set.
YouTube.
You've been on Set the Edge and this show multiple times. Great fan. Good
and
fan.
Steve, we're gonna get to your other comment after this too. Yes, the thing is, Andy, the air is not recycled. The air, because you have to maintain.
Yes.
I'm going to get all sciencey again. Now that we finished talking about the 3 different variants,
you have your Bunsen burner out.
Now what we need to discuss is how they maintain air pressure in an airplane. Look, the air cycle through.
If you take the air through here, this is the air, this is the oxygen. If you put it through the bus, it just kind of goes like this. But if it goes through an airplane,
right?
Look, a fucking airplane's better for oxygen is what we've learned. Okay, yeah. Thank you. There is a writer out there who wrote the opposite and it was wrong.
And it's frustrating. No, and he's kind of
he's not a scientist.
He's kind of been on his. He's been on his holier than thou kick.
He's had a bad week. Bad week. This
going on Steelers radio. Bad decision.
Let me just say something else. I love Cleveland. Jared loves Cleveland. Everybody here loves Cleveland. Don't fucking get caught in labeling this as the Rona. That's been pushed around on a lot of social media and by writers. It's not right.
And by doing this, to clarify, the comment was, first we had the drive, then we had the fumble, now we have the Rona. I don't think that's funny.
No, it's not funny, and it's not cool, and it's not what this is. So stop it. Stop it.
No, because you're already burying them.
Yeah, stop it.
Go take your Why Does Daddy Cry on Sundays coloring book and go back to drawing in that.
So inappropriate, bad taste, the whole thing. Anyways, all right. So to this game, I'm excited for this game. I am not anxious, meaning I'm not nervous, because I want to see how the Browns play. Yeah. Again, this is like the ultimate Cleveland situation. They're literally coming off the plane. They're probably tying their shoes, running onto the catch-up field, saying, here we go. Let's see what happens. It is such a good thing. Yeah, Manny Blasdale, great point. Can we still sign players on Friday night? With COVID, who knows? Earl Thomas, maybe sign him next year. I actually, Manny, at this point, I know they're trying. Earl Thomas has got a horrible reputation. I will say, though, to Manny Blasdale's comment, I'm all over the place, but I want to home and end. Carl Joseph has had a great 3 weeks. I have been so impressed with Carl Joseph.
Yeah, there's a lot of write-ups that are remarking that talk about that. I think it might have been I don't know whether I was reading Brown Scribbles or whether I was reading something off of Yahoo on a preview that focused on that. But yes, Carl Joseph has had a great time
and
developing, and Taki absolutely done better.
Long way.
I do like this too, and I said Steve would get to this. Trade Odell for a good piece for the defense. I think that anything is in play right now because the Browns are as good as they are offensively, and I think that they're only going to get better, especially because Peoples-Jones has turned out to be something that we can really look forward to seeing over the next handful of years. And the same thing, surprisingly, with Daryl Hodge. So while I would love to be able to fit Odell into this offense and finally get him and Baker clicking, I am just like I feel about this game being 50-50. I'm 50-50 on that too. And it has nothing to do with my opinions of Odell, because Lord knows I really do like Odell. I want this to work with Odell. I've got my GV Art, another shout out to a t-shirt company, my GV Art, Odell t-shirt. So I get it. Look, either way, I trust this organization and I trust Barry on this one. So
I have been impressed. Okay, 3 things. The development of Hodge, Taki this year has been so, even Vernon, even a good veteran like that, the development throughout this year for these players has been a remarkable thing. I have been so impressed by how they develop players on this team. It goes back to Kevin Atkins' comment. We have such a good front office that's moving things along. It gives this game hope. And I can't say this enough. Here's my second point. Stefanski has got a hold on this organization and on this team too.
When have you seen Browns players trust their coach like this?
Oh my God, it is wonderful to see.
I was just reading an article about, and by the way, it goes back to Odell, and this is another reason why I like Odell, things that we don't know about sometimes. Odell trying to get Baker and what's his face? Was it Munchin? Who, the offensive coordinator, were fighting like crazy, and they didn't like each other. And Odell was trying to mend that relationship and was doing all that stuff. So I think Odell does do well. But here's the deal. I bring that up to say this. These players buy in like they have not bought in a very long time. Very long time. When have you seen? Now, I've seen individual players buy into some of these coaches over time. We've all heard Joe Thomas say nice things about, Mike Pettin or whoever. I get it. Players are going to do that. But when you're talking about being all in and trusting a system and trusting what the coach is trying to get you to do and understanding that you're all on the same path and all in the same direction and you all have the same goals, that is when things change. And this season has been that year. This season has been that year.
Yeah.
Kevin Atkins says Hugh Jackson is available for Sunday, 1-800-RENT-A-COACH.
Kevin Atkins, thank you. I saw that ad. That's great. Thank you. Good friend of the show. Good finish show. Dog Pound. I saw one of the article that Ward might be back. It's just be hanging on to Steelers. Any idea? Look, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, ready for Juju.
Rivalries are great in sports, and he just added to it. Let me give and what he said was terrible, and what he said was so negative and such bullshit. But
bulletin board material.
It is time to shut him up, Tomlin up, Big Ben up. They haven't said those comments either, but we know they're fucking thinking it. To what Dog Pound's getting to with Juju, it's time to shut those fuckers up at Country Field. They are not the Ravens, but they're pretty fucking close. I fucking hate the Steelers. I'm fucking tired of losing this team. It was great winning on Sunday. I don't give a fuck who's playing. And I want this game. I want it bad. And I love the fact that this week has been kind of way like, the Browns are going to lose. You hear these people, the Browns are going to lose by 17 points. That's a hot fucking take. This team's got a lot of character and a lot of juju going on positively. This team will.
Yeah, we've got the good juju.
a good juju. Not juju from LA and USC. Not juju plays like video games.
EJ, we don't have to worry about him dancing on the 50. He already got his pee-pee smacked for doing that, and he's not doing it anymore. So,
and I just want to go a step further. Like, it is time. This is okay. I think the Browns are going to elevate their game. This is Villanova, Georgetown, Buster Douglas, Tyson. This is Game 7, down 3-1 with the Warriors.
Oh, let's do that. Let's do that comparison.
It is time.
Would the Browns winning this game be on the same level as the Cavs down 3-1?
It's not a championship, but it's pretty damn fucking close.
It is close.
This is the opportunity to shut.
It's a God-blessed wild card game, but this is how we are in Cleveland football.
And here's the great thing. If the Browns lose, we're not happy. We're upset, but it's understandable for the last 2 weeks. Everything is all about rolling out the footballs, getting off the airplane with good oxygen, and playing the best you can play. And we will be supporting you. There should be no pressure on 6, no pressure on 24, and no pressure on Prefer.
Well, this is why
all the balls out. Let's see what happens, and let's attack. I think the Browns are going to win this game. And I would not be surprised if Steelers go up early in this game. It's fine. That might happen. But I love the Browns in this spot. I love the underdog role in the city. And I think they're going to play up to this game. 38-35 Browns. I love the Browns in this game. Love the Browns.
Outside of the fact that I really, at the end of the day, only care that everyone who's got this bullshit and is getting over it and it keeps spreading. I want everyone to be healthy. I want everyone to come back after. That's right. That's number one in our minds, in Andy's mind and in mine.
Yeah, of course.
Number two, the next thing that I hope that happens is they can come out and they don't have to play sloppy,
right?
But they have to play loose.
Yes.
I don't want them coming out tight like they did in the Jets game. They came out really tight because they were shook by everything that had transpired in the 48 hours prior. So come out loose. And I think that experience help them.
Yes.
So I want them to come out and play loose. I want them to come out with confidence. I want them to come out with a little bit of swagger in the right way. I want them to make good decisions. I want Landry to be fired up, but I do not want him getting 15-yard unsportsmanlike conducts. I want him to set the good example for these Browns, especially these young players. I don't want to hear. Wait a minute. We didn't even talk about Jed. This is how crazy the week is. We didn't even talk about Jed Wills and Hollywood Higgins getting pulled over for drag racing either. Do we even want to talk about it?
Right by where Holly lives, by the way.
Do we even? Oh, really? Right over near Holly? There's so much worse things. They found a marijuana cigarette in the car too. Yeah, I don't fucking care. Look, I'm the last person that gives a shit about pot. So,
look, it's time.
I think the Browns. I was going to throw it out there. I think the Browns win 35-31. That's where I'm at.
William Robinson, get ready to cry, as I think they're going to cry, because I think we're going to win this game. I really do. I don't know why. It's time to end this shit. And this is a very good team.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's good about all this crap, and it's been crap this week, the one good thing, there's no pressure on the Browns. No. None. None. It's been a good year. How could you get mad if they lose? How? I mean, you're really working with sticks and glue. Yeah, I agree with you.
Hot Rod Higgins.
I love Hot Rod Williams. We need a good another Hot Rod.
I like that. I think that might be it. I think I'm going to steal that. I'm going to put that on Twitter. I'll quote you on it though. I will say Will Robinson.
Manny Blasdow would not parlay this, but Browns Washington Super Bowl. Absolutely, I'm there. Football team versus Browns. I love it. Love it. Love it. Look, we're going to come back on Sunday night after the Browns game. Jared and I will do another, I guess we're going to do a Monday morning show, would you figure? Or we're going to do a Monday night show before the Buckeye game? Which one
boy. Monday morning. It's my birthday. I'll be in Cleveland Monday early. That's a whole other. This is news that I just found out like 3 hours ago, by the way. I'll be in Cleveland Monday morning through Monday afternoon. So I'll be back here and ready to go Monday evening.
Okay. So Monday evening before the Browns game and for the Buckeye game. Okay. So we'll be doing Buckeyes preview show then. So just do a quick skinny on the Buckeyes. Let's get to Lindor trade. So there's your Browns. Again, don't get too bogged down to the Browns negative news. Enjoy the experience of being in the playoffs. I think it's a good thing. And then let's take it from there. Now, Buckeyes game. Justin Fields should be fine. They're going to shoot him up before the game. I was listening to Paul Feinbaum today. Anybody who's got cracked ribs, I guess, in his experience has said the shot before the game. I think Fields will be fine. I really do. I think the bigger story is who's in or out for the Buckeyes with COVID. It's hard to tell.
So
hard to tell.
All right. I can tell you that I do have a bit of an inside connection with Ohio State that I believe is slowly becoming a stronger connection regarding how much I trust that person. And from what I remember looking at as I try to sift through my messages, and I don't talk about this stuff because I'm not really, as much as I'm getting a little bit of insider information, because this is COVID stuff, I don't know how much I want to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about names or any of that stuff. But from what I've seen, I wouldn't worry too much about the who. I think they're going to be fine regarding that. Again, what I'm seeing is rumor, but it's also pretty solid because I've gotten some solid info on that in the past. So I'll leave it at that. God, I'm very grateful for the connections I'm starting to make doing this stuff. But anyway, I wouldn't worry too much about those questions. I think that they're going to be fine. I think that it's more entertaining to talk about what Kristen Saban did on Twitter, to be honest with you.
I don't know, but being truthful, what did you just say though?
That that we're not looking at skill position players or anything like that. I don't believe that are having an issue. That's and I need to go back through these texts, but like I said, the information that I was given was that yes, canceling this game moving this game was absolutely in play. But that when I was looking at and I believe there were names thrown around, that it wasn't skill position players that were being named from what I was able to see.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
sorry, I even forgot to tell you about that, because I
Yeah.
really wasn't even going to discuss much about it because I was waiting to see some more official stuff. But the problem is, over the past 4 days since those rumors started, we never got anything official. So
we'll do a bigger preview of
Program?
Buckeyes Bama on Monday night before the game. I guess you'll be in Cleveland now, so we'll do that later on. Dog Pound, Ugh, I hope this win. I hope win this because I lived here in Pittsburgh. Oh gosh, Dog Pound, God, I hope you win. I was driving on 80 today.
Oh, that's brutal.
And I walked through a Dunkin' Donuts, and there's nothing more proud than wearing that orange and brown. It was great.
Well, what do you think?
I mean,
even around here in the Youngstown area, because the Browns have been so bad for so long, there's so much nasty ass black and gold everywhere.
So we'll do more. Vomiting. We'll do more. We'll do more Buckeyes Bama on Monday night. All right. So let's go quickly. Let's transition to Lindor, because I think that was a little thing that became that was a little thing in our lives. A little thing. I've talked about this forever, so I'm gonna give it one more time. It is very, very hard gut pinch stuff when you lose a player like Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome, CC Sabathia, Cliff Lee, and now Lindor. It's even harder when it's Cookie Carrasco done with it. The only thing about this trade that helps is that both these players are going to the Mets. They're going to the National League. It helps. At least they're not in the AL. We're not going to see them a lot, but it's a gut punch because they're very great players. Lindor is a once-in-a-lifetime player. Dog Pound, I agree with you. Cavs are on fire. Cavs are on fire right now. Fire. Here's the other thing. In this old world of life, when it comes to the Indians, we realize they're a small market team. It doesn't mean these trades don't hurt. This hurt. Cookie Carrasco took a club-friendly deal to stay in Cleveland, and he got traded. And their payroll is next to nothing. They're now 30th in baseball. This trade hurts. I've heard great things about Jimenez. I've heard great things about Green. Jimenez is supposed to be an excellent shortstop. They have these other kids come from the Padres. All that to be said, Lindor is a once-in-a-lifetime player, and Cookie was a part of this city and a part of us. And so is Lindor. It hurts. It just hurts.
I had already come to the acceptance that Lindor would no longer be with the team. I've even rationalized why I'm okay with it. I did it once on a show with you and Holly. Losing Carrasco is a real bummer. A real bummer. Losing them both is a bummer. But I think I was a little more invested in Carrasco just because of his story, just because of, the Cookie Strong, and because he really endeared himself to the city and everyone here loved him. And he was also very much a give back kind of guy. And we all love a give back kind of guy. That being said, that's a big bummer. And then the other bummer is, I know you're telling me how good these other guys might be and how these prospects look. Cool. I don't care. They don't even whatever. If they show up, because I still am looking at a rotation that is possibly going to be one of the best in baseball again. I'm still looking at guys that are going to develop, and we're going to get a chance to see certain players come out on the field, the Yu Changs and so on and so forth, the Bobby Bradleys, the whatever. And I think that there are possibilities that this team can make that work. But you cannot say enough about how embarrassing it is that today, in 2021, in Major League Baseball, with Rob Manfred, who has been absolutely atrocious handling the league, that a team should sit there at 35 million payroll and Mike Trout's getting 37 a year. That has got to get fucking handled. Baseball is a mess. Baseball is not going to sustain this. They're not. I understand. Look, and I will also say this. That doesn't mean, look, the Indians aren't that broke. The Indians just didn't like that their profit margins were shrinking that much. So there's a lot of blame to go around. And we also have heard rumors that there will be some reinvestment of the money they are saving. That, again, doesn't mean anything to me right now. Doesn't. Because it doesn't make sense if you look at how that trade went down. Reinvesting money and cutting that, I'm sorry, that's just a shitty haul. It's a shitty haul for Lindor and Carrasco. It's a shitty haul, period.
I don't think it's a shitty haul, but I do think it's shitty that we lost Lindor and Carrasco. I think it's a really, really shitty thing we lost Lindor and Carrasco. Because Jimenez is supposed to be a star, and this guy Green's supposed to be a star, and this guy Wolf's supposed to be pretty good. So you get 3 good players back and Rosario, but it doesn't matter.
Well, we'll develop them, and then
Lindor is a once in a lifetime player, and he's going to shine. He's going to win a World Series for the Mets, and we're going to come on here, and it's going to be fucking mind blowing bad. We as the Indians did not treat Lindor well. He got burned by those comments from all the Dolans throughout the years. We won't relive him
while he's here.
And it's just one of those things where Lindor, I loved him. He is a great player. Was the face of the franchise. When he started in Detroit, was lovable, hit that single. We laughed when he fell coming around first base. Lindor is a great player, and we fucked it up. We fucked it up because it became about contract for 3.5, 4 years. And we fucked it up bad, and I hope I'm wrong, but he's a once-in-a-generation player. And Cookie Carrasco, I agree with Jared, was very much a part of Cleveland. So was Lindor. Lindor loved Cleveland.
I don't know.
Really talked highly of the city. So I don't think the Hall's bad, actually. I don't. I like the Hall. But it doesn't mean that the players leaving is not good. The leaving the players is bad. Really, really, really bad. And the Indians are going through a rebuild.
Just because the Indians have been successful, mainly because, again, going back to certain people in their front office, and because of how well Tito is suited for developing and raising these kids in the league. We've been lucky that over the past, over Tito's tenure, that this Indians team has had the best record overall in Major League Baseball. I get that. But aren't you fucking tired of developing players for other teams?
No, dude.
Because that has never changed for these Indians my entire life.
The Dolans need to spend more money. They went from
148 million 4 years ago to 35 million this year. That's where we're at.
So a fan asks, so here's the 4 players we got back. So again, Frankie Lindor, Carrasco go to the Mets. Here's what comes back. That was a good question by the fan. Andres Jimenez. He was ranked as the number 2 prospect in the Mets organization. Mets fans rave about him. He is a shortstop. Jimenez was ranked as his MLB second, as a overall 83rd top prospect last year. He was pushed aggressively by the Mets. They like this kid a lot. He's from Venezuela. He is supposed to be an exciting young bat. Ahmed Rosario is your very average pro at best. The thing about Rosario, which I know the Indians like, is he was a highly touted prospect, just as much as Jimenez. And Rosario can play short or second, and they don't have a second baseman. So Rosario's more than likely going to move to second at some point, and they're going to let Jimenez come up to short, or one of those players you got from the Padres. Josh Wolf is a right-handed prospect. You're not going to see him in a couple years. He's number 9 in the Mets system, according to trade publications. He is a good righty. They've been excited about him. That's the only one I shrug my shoulders. I don't know. We'll have to see. Josh Wolf is his name, right-handed pitcher. Isaiah Green has been touted by a lot of players. A lot of publications. He is an exciting young draft pick. He's I think he's only 19 years old. Center fielder, and he has not only by local people in New York, he's been written by baseball publications. People are raving about Isaiah Green. So maybe in a few years we'll see him. But all that to be said, I know why Jared's frustrated. This is frustrating because you're losing 2 good players. 2 good players who are great leaders and great men and who can win in big spots.
Who are already developed, who we're not waiting on to get better, and who are on a team that has, like I said, still some very real potential.
The Cy Young Award winner.
But now you're talking about Jose Ramirez is 1/3 of their payroll. God bless.
The Dolans have to spend more money. period.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Spring training starts, and let's see, I got the date here. I think it's like February. I'm just fucking with Jared. Look, the Indians have Bieber, Plesac, everybody's favorite pandemic pitcher. And we have all sorts of players that are coming back that are very young, like a Daniel Johnson and a Franmil Reyes and everybody else. The Indians do have some parts, but this hurts. This is a big gut punch. It's a big gut punch. It is. And it's sad because we love the Indians so on this show, and we talk about them a lot, and it's hard to get up for them after this. And I don't think this Hall's bad. I don't agree with Jared at all. I think this Hall's good. It doesn't mean, though, you're not hurt and you're not disappointed. Because I'm very disappointed.
I don't know, because we're talking about there's nothing proven.
I know. I know why you're saying that. I totally get it. I totally get it. But I think Jimenez is going to be a star, and I like Isaiah Green a lot.
Well, we'll have Mandy Bell on sometime soon. Hopefully she'll cheer me up. Indians beat reporter.
I tried to cheer him up. I didn't even know he was going to go to Cleveland this week. I tried cheering him up.
I didn't know either. My wife had to tell me that it was a little bit of a surprise because she knew that you and I were going to link up again really quickly regarding the T-shirts. So she was like, before you make plans with Andy and we figure all this out, I need you to know that for your birthday, I'm taking you for lunch up to Cleveland. It had better be. I hope we see the sun on Monday for lunch. And I'm going to get to pick out something nice.
That's awesome.
At a store. So
really
I'll be home by 2 p.m. And in fact,
that's
we might be able to do the show in the morning still too. Do the show in the morning and then head up to Cleveland.
Priscilla Watson is a lovely woman, great wife, great nutritionist. And let me just say, Jared's turning a ripe old age of 30. We should congratulate him. He is doing great for 30 years old. We could only be blessed to be so young.
Dog pound. It's all right. Lindor was like Pat Mahomes. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you being Blasdell.
Chris Blucker, we already talked about the Buckeyes, brother. We're going to do it again, though. That's what Andy and I are talking about. Monday morning, Andy. All right. Even though I'm going to Cleveland, let's try to do this thing Monday morning. It'll be better.
It'll be better, too, because it's going to lead up to the game, and we can post-mortem the Browns and after their victory. And then we can talk about going to Kansas City.
Wait a minute. Are we actually going to do a full show?
Yes.
Or are we going to do? Okay, so we're going to do a full show. Plus, we're going to be on, as always, at Official Cleveland Sports. So we will get to that.
Chris Blucker, I lied. Jared's turning 31.
He knows.
He's actually turning 40.
Chris knows. Chris is a Struthers grad.
I feel bad for Jared. I'm only 28. I'm 41.
Fucking time, man. Time sucks. Time blows.
I am out of wine. We need to do your reads. I need more wine.
All right. Andy's going to get more wine. I'm going to my dad's house and going to go and listen to albums and drink his booze. That's what I'm doing. I love you,
Chris. I'm 42, brother. I love you, 42.
I love you, Chris. We used to call him Mother Blucka in school. Mother Blucka. That's my dude. Oh boy. So, are the Browns going to win? Yeah, they're going to win. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to call it. The Browns are going to win.
I actually think they are because I love the mentality of this game, and I believe in Baker Mayfield and Stefanski, and I love Nick Chubb.
You're blowing your final thoughts, Wad, before I do my reads.
No, I got a final thoughts on the Cavs.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I'm in Purdue basketball, 7:00 tip-off.
That is not for final thoughts.
Chris Blucker, I love you too, buddy. Love the show. Thank you. Such a nice guy.
We're brought to you by Waiting for Next Year. Check them out, original Cleveland sports reporting at waitingfornextyear.com. Also soon to be announced with Evergreen Podcasts. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Cleveland and Beyond, and on Twitter at CLE and Beyond, at CLE and Beyond. Also, shoot us an email, andyandjared@gmail.com, Andy and Jared, Jarid, at gmail.com. A shout out to Manny Blasdell. Manny, I think you gave us an email a couple days ago, and I apologize if we have not responded to that. Admittedly, Andy and I are kind of slow on answering emails, but I wanted to acknowledge. I know.
Manny, we're going to get to you, brother. We're going to get to you. Don't worry.
Well, we have to. Yeah, we got a couple of them we got to get back to. But shout out to you wanting to start a podcast, feeling like we are his inspiration for this and starting it up. And
Manny, you're our inspiration.
Comments like that. It really means a lot to me. Seriously. So thank you very much. Andy and Jared at gmail.com, JARID. And then where are we at? On Instagram, don't forget at Official Cleveland Sports. At Official Cleveland Sports on Instagram. What happens there? Well, first of all, you get a ton of information on anything that's breaking. You will get some new photo with some new font in there telling you all the updated information. You will get Cleveland Sports highlight clips that are run throughout that page. And then you get our fat faces. Sorry, I think that was because I was talking about my fat face being fat earlier. It just came out. Andy knows. We were talking about my head earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Our faces. Okay. Our faces.
All right.
It just came out. Like I said, it just came out. And then I felt bad because I'm like, wait, Andy doesn't have a fat face, so that's not fair.
Oh,
I don't either. It was just, listen, this is a different thing. This is for me and Andy to talk about later. Anyway,
Watson.
This is the thing. He's reading too much into it. He thinks I'm like being like overly self-deprecating. I'm just joking around. The point is, you'll see our faces doing live shows following sporting events that we give a fuck about. We're there, and we'll say, oh yeah, we'll just hop on. We'll do 10, 15 minutes, and then we're there for like an hour. Talking to hundreds of people and loving every minute of it because we love this.
We do love it.
You guys, and because we love doing this show, and we are trying to just bring a little, bright light into everyone's lives. So you can find us again on at Official Cleveland Sports on Instagram, following Cavs games. Andy's there all the time. After Browns games, I jump on with Andy, and then Holly Wetzel jumps on with Andy. And then Buckeyes games, we will be doing the same next year. And Indians games, absolutely ready to jump on and do those soon as well. So at Official Cleveland Sports. Andy, I think I went through everything. Follow us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. Subscribe, and leave ratings too, please. And that means like even if they're not good, that's fine. We'll take the advice and we'll try to do better.
Kevin Atkins, you're the man. EJ Scalata, you're the man. And Manny Blasio, you're the man. Chris Blocker, I don't know who you are, but Jared does. You're the man. The Cavs are playing great basketball, and they don't get talked about enough. That win in Memphis on Thursday was great. I talked about it after the show on Instagram for like 5 minutes. That win was gutty. And Okuro's block with less than a minute left was great. Great stuff. Great stuff. The Indians will be fine, and I think the Browns are going to win. I got one more thing. I just want to wish a happy birthday to my sexy partner, Jared Watson. He is going through a lot. He loves politics. It's been
stop.
A stressful week. We love him. It's my turn. We love him. He's turning a youthful 40, and he does not have a fat head. And we just want to give you a mental hug. As we give the Browns a mental hug. Win or lose, this has been a great year for the Browns because of what they accomplished and because of what's going on. And I completely agree with Kevin Atkins. There's been things set up for great success in the future. Don't lose sight of that. Fingers crossed, Denzel Ward. Fingers crossed that we get Conklin this game. Fingers crossed about Mitchell. Fingers crossed everybody feels better in Berea. And most importantly, we love Cleveland, and we'll be there every minute. And Jared said about hit it one more time. Please go to Official Cleveland Sports. Or was it official?
At Official Cleveland Sports on
Official Cleveland on Instagram. And go to Endless Block. These are great t-shirts. They're very durable. And Purdue's playing Michigan State, so I have to run.
Yeah, these are those comfy t-shirts, just like all the other ones we love.
Yes.
So yeah, again, you can find those at endlessblock.com, endlessblock.com. I changed my mind, Andy. Changed my mind. Blowout. 42-14 Browns. Talk to you later. Love everyone. Bye.
Give the ball to Chubb.
42-14.
If the Browns are listening to this, you haven't given the ball to Chubb yet, give him the ball.
42-14.
Where's Janovich?
42-14.
Where's Janovich? Spyro's Spa. Or was it Spyro's Paw?
Yeah.
Spyro's.
It's Greek. It's a Greek name. The
They
Browns
draft-
drafted Spurgeon.
The Browns. Well,
Tom Brady.
that's true. Thank you for some.
What the fuck does that even? It was a
No.
6th round. It's a crapshoot. You get lucky. Who cares?
I have a Spurgeon win. Drew.
How did we miss on Tom Brady? Nobody fucking.
I
knew.
think Chris Palmer liked him.
Thanks, Sparrows. Take care, everybody.
Friend of the show.
Sturgeon win. Spurgeon.
Go Browns.
Spurgeon
Beat the
Sturgeon.
Steelers.